This Thursday, all eyes will be on Parliament as President Kenyatta addresses the 12th Parliament for only the second time. The head of state is required by law to address a joint sitting of Parliament at least once a year, and political pundits expect Kenyatta to make momentous statements. The highlight of the 2018 State of the Nation address was Kenyatta's rallying call for the nation to unite after a grueling election.
Because I believe last year taught me, that if we don't put an end to unrestrained political competition, it will put an end to Kenya.
Quoting the 2 rounds of voting in the 2017 election, in the now famous handshake, President Kenyatta reiterated his desire to change the matrix of Kenyan politics.
Never again should a Kenyan life be lost for politics' sake. Never again should Kenyans' property be destroyed on account of politics.
Political analyst Haman Manyoro lauds the head of state for holding the country together, saying the power of Kenyatta's unity pact with ODM leader Raila Odinga has been immense.
When you talk about unity, you must admit that there's much more of that than ever before. I mean, because of the handshake.
However, there is a school of thought that views the handshake as plastic and not about Kenyans but the political interests of two individuals.
Some of us have persistently argued for wider ownership of this BBI to the extent that it is institutionalized. Institutionalized in the sense, Ben, that we have, for example, not just lawyers within the BBI fact-finding team, but lawyers who have been seconded by the LSK.
Corruption was also a key part of the president's address as he promised to crack the whip on looters of public funds.
The single most indicator that Uhuru has failed to fight corruption is his cabinet. The kind of people he has kept in his cabinet, surely. If nothing else, that shows talk about corruption is just talk.
The last 1 year has seen the complexion of Kenyan anti-corruption agencies change with a new Director of Public Prosecutions, Nordin Haji, and a new Director of Criminal Investigations, George Kinoti, taking over. The curtain also fell on Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission boss Alahe Wako as Twalib Mbarak took over as CEO.
You can be my closest political ally. You can be whatever you are, but you are an enemy of the Republic of Kenya, and we will fight with you.
President Kenyatta seemingly making good his promise to crack the whip on corruption, although many pundits have judged him harshly on this scorecard.
Until such a time that some big fish, really big fish, is fried for people to eat, then nobody can talk about fight against corruption.
The economy, and more specifically the Big Four agenda timelines, are likely to dominate this year's address, as was the case last year.
Also during our period, complemented county service delivery in the reporting year by injecting Kenya shillings 9.6 billion.
What he said last year, he gave a structure. He gave an idea of where he wants to go, and perhaps with a few indicators, the Big Four, corruption, etc., etc. Now he must put the flesh. Kenyans want to see action. So if his pitch is not about action, then it will just be another talk.
President Kenyatta will be making his address at a time the economy seems to be sluggish, with economists talking of dwindling revenue and a government that is hardly meeting its debt obligations. Going into the 2019 State of the Nation address, corruption in government is arguably the biggest sticking point for the Kenyatta administration. And with barely 3 years to go, the president might want to finish mapping out his Big Four agenda. Ben Kitili, KTN News.